Welcome to this video. My name is Eva, and in this video I'm going to talk about how it is to live on the Canary Islands, because I really think it's worth talking about it. And yeah, so I just want to share my experience, and in the end I'm also sharing some sceneries and some videos of the landscape of Tenerife and Gran Canaria. So the Canary Islands are a group of islands close to Africa, but they belong to Spain, so they are part of the European Union, which makes it pretty easy for people in the European Union to go here and live here for some time. And what I'm doing here is I study abroad, so I'm taking part in the Erasmus study program, which means that I can study here for around 9 to 10 months. And yeah, it's pretty interesting, exciting, and I can definitely recommend it. So some pros of living on the Canary Islands are definitely first the climate, and I think this is the major one, because the Canary Islands are known for their amazing climate, and it's because the Canary Islands are closer to Africa, so they have this kind of not hot but warm temperatures, even though it's winter time. So for example, now it's January, and in January the temperature is still around like 17, 18, 19, 20 degrees, and sometimes even up to 25, 26 degrees, which is really nice, and I appreciate it so much because, as you probably know, I'm from Germany originally, and in Germany the temperature during winter time is quite cold, so I'm really enjoying the temperature here so much. And also because of the climate, the life is kind of different, because you can just go out and meet with friends in bars and hang out even on the beach outside, even though it's December or January, which I really like. But of course it depends on which island you live. For example, in Gran Canaria, where I'm living, the temperature is really nice, and when you go more to other Canary Islands such as Lanzarote or Fuerteventura, the temperature is a lot higher, and when you go more to Tenerife or El Hierro or other islands, for example La Palma, the temperature drops a little bit. So it really depends. But yeah, I would say definitely the temperature is amazing. Also, what I loved was October, because I came here in September and it was quite hot, and then the whole October was still so nice, like with 28, 29 degrees, and it's really amazing. It's like also there's a lot more sunshine, and I love it. I really love it. And yeah, so climate is definitely a big pro. Then of course we have the Spanish culture. I personally love the Spanish culture. I love the Spanish language. I also learned it in university. I love in general, like my favorite languages are Spanish, English, Italian, and French. So I love it when Spanish people talk. I love to talk in Spanish myself. It's just something that I love, that I value. And also the Spanish people are different than Germans, of course, because they're a lot more outgoing. At least the Spanish people that I met, they're more how to say, they want to do more stuff, and I'm more a private person, if I can say so, and a little bit more introverted. Like, I like my privacy, so it's really good to hang out with Spanish people, because they bring out different things in you and they make you go to parties or something. So that's really interesting, and I can say from the Spanish people that I met so far, or the majority, they're really kind, really nice. Yeah, so Spanish culture definitely is very interesting. Then another pro is definitely that the Canary Islands are quite open-minded. So I think it's because the Canary Islands, they base a lot of their economy on tourism. So a lot of tourists come, and so the whole atmosphere is a little bit more chill, I have the feeling. Also because they're islands and they're a little bit far from Europe, the atmosphere is a little bit chill, and I really like it. They're really open to homosexual couples, and that was something that surprised me, because also in Germany, I'm from south of Germany, from Munich, homosexuality is accepted, but it is not as normal as it is here, in my perception or in my experience. Because here, really, it's like nobody cares who you love or who you date, or like nobody cares. It's so normal. And also it's so much more normal for guys to be more feminine or to dress feminine. For example, I was in the gym and like this huge guy was wearing kind of pink and super feminine clothes, and nobody cared. So that's really why also a lot of tourists from Europe who are homosexual, they come here to spend their vacation, because it's quite liberal. And I like it, because even though I'm not homosexual, I really like this atmosphere that it's so open. Also for me, because obviously I'm vegan and fruit-based and different in that aspect, I really think it's nice that people are more understanding and accepting of different ways of living. Then another pro is, in my opinion, that the Canary Islands are closer to Germany than, for example, Asia, because I really also want to go to Asia, but and live maybe some time there. But I know that for long-term living, I would probably prefer the Canary Islands, just because you can really go in one day from the Canary Islands to home. Just book a flight, 5 hours, and then you're home. And when, for example, there are problems at home, or something that you have to be in person, you can just go there and it's much easier. So that's really something that I value, that the Canary Islands are not that far away from Europe. Also, what I think is that the nature in the Canary Islands is incredible, because I really love it, because the Canary Islands are quite small. So some islands you can really go from one side of the island to the other in 1 hour or 40 minutes, but the scenery, the landscape changes completely, and it is mind-blowing. I really think that the nature is amazing. It's really amazing. For example, in Tenerife, it's an island, and in the south, like, you have all of these beaches, then it's quite hot, and then you go to the north, and then you have rainforest, and in the middle of Tenerife you have this volcano, I don't know, this mountain, and then you go on top, and it's so cold. So it's just incredible, and you will also see in the end some videos about that. So definitely scenery is incredible, landscape is incredible, and worth checking out. And also what I love about the Canary Islands is that you can do so many activities, because the climate is amazing. You can basically do outdoor sports every single day, or almost every single day. You can do surfing, hiking, you can go, I don't know, you can do so many different things, like swimming, and you can also swim in the ocean until October. And if you're like into cold water, you can also go swimming in December, and that's really amazing and really cool that you can do so much sport activities here, and I really love it. And another really cool benefit is that the flight is, of course, less expensive, because for me, I just paid 200 euros back and forth from Germany. But if you, for example, I have a friend and she lives in Italy, and she just pays around like 60 euros back and forth. So it really is, it really depends where you come, like in which country you book the flight in, but you can really get super cheap flights, which is nice. And now some kind of disadvantages. The first one is, of course, sometimes I'm homesick, but honestly, like, it doesn't matter where you live, you will probably at one point feel homesick. So for me, sometimes I just miss my family and miss my Bavarian culture, because Munich is Bavaria, and miss my dialect, because there are not so many people speaking this dialect here. Actually, no one that I met so far, but it's okay. And also what I think really helps me is that this culture here on the Canary Islands is super similar to the German culture, because it's basically a Spanish culture with also influences from Latin America, but is still like similar in my perception from the German culture, which is really nice because it's not like you would be living in China where everything is very, very different, or Japan, where everything is so different, but you have like it's very similar. And also that when you speak Spanish you can communicate with the people. I think that really helps. Yeah, another thing is that a lot of people are, or not a lot of people, but some people are homeless, definitely more than in where I come from. And I don't really know how the system in Spain works, but I think they're like homeless people, they don't get as much help as, for example, they do in Germany. So this is kind of a little bit of a disadvantage. And also it depends what you're working, but it's quite difficult, if I can say so, to get a job here. But I mean, of course, it always depends. For example, I met a friend and he teaches English here, and he said it was actually a lot easier to find work here than if he would be teaching Spanish or French in London, because there was not so much need for it, whereas here on the Canary Islands there's a lot more need for people who teach English, for example. So I think it really depends the area that you work in, but it could be difficult to find a job, and also a lot of jobs are in the tourism industry. Another disadvantage is that it is still, like, of course I said before that that the Canary Islands are closer to Germany or closer to Europe than, for example, Indonesia, but there's still, it takes you 4 or 5 hours with the flight. So it's not like, oh, you know, for lunch I'm going home or something like that. It still takes you some time, but it's always about perception. Another disadvantage kind of is that the Spanish people are different than, for example, German people. So German people are, of course I'm generalizing, but in general, German people are definitely more punctual and a lot more, I'm going to be there at this point in time and I'm going to do that, and then that's it. Whereas Spanish people are more like, oh yeah, maybe I go there and maybe I'm at this time or maybe not. They're more flaky, if I can say so, but of course it depends all the time on the person. So yeah, these are just some cons, but again, everything is about perspective. And I would just very briefly talk about Las Palmas. It's where I'm living. Las Palmas is the capital of Gran Canaria, and it's an incredible city. Like, I can really recommend for you to live here for some time or just go holidays here, because make holidays here, because it's really a fantastic city. It has a beach and where you can go surfing or just hang out with friends, and the atmosphere is really nice, especially in the beach area, and it's not that expensive. I mean, I paid 265 euros for a room with 3 other roommates, with kitchen and everything, and just 4 or 5 minutes walking to the beach. So it's really nice and affordable. Yeah, so Las Palmas is really a cool city. Also, there are a lot of expats or digital nomads, because obviously the climate is fantastic, so a lot of people know it, and that makes it also easier if you don't speak Spanish to connect with other people, because there are a lot of events where you can connect with other digital nomads. But in general, I would really recommend for you to learn at least a little bit of Spanish, or to have a Spanish friend, because from my experience, Spanish bureaucracy is a little bit confusing, and there's a little bit of, like, when you don't speak Spanish specifically, it can be quite hard. So if you don't speak Spanish, I think you can still get by, but I would definitely recommend to have a Spanish friend whom you can take with you to, I don't know, meetings when it comes to Spanish bureaucracy, because from my experience, they don't really speak English. Yeah, so apart from that, I would definitely recommend to go to Las Palmas or to check out the Canary Islands. For sure, it's really beautiful. And what what are my goals, my dreams when it comes to the Canary Islands, I actually really plan to travel in the next years, to go to and live some time in Asia, to live some time maybe in South America or in Costa Rica, etc. But definitely I can see myself, if I ever want to have children and if I ever have children, I would love to live on the Canary Islands, just because it's quite close to Germany, it's quite close to my family, and I love the climate, and it's like you have schools here, and if you speak Spanish, it's, I think, rather simple or easy to meet with people, to make friends with people. So I can definitely see myself moving to the Canary Islands once I have a family, if I have a family. So this is my plan. Yeah, so I mean, everything is about perspective. For me, it's definitely one of the best places I can imagine. For other people, maybe not, but for me, it's definitely worth an experience. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, write them in the comment section. And if you want to learn more about what I'm doing, you want to become healthy and learn more about a fruit-based or vegan lifestyle, then definitely click on the link button in the description box or in the comment section. And I wish you a beautiful, wonderful day. Much love, and see you in my next videos. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really helps my channel to grow. So I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And yeah, have a beautiful day. Much love. See you soon, Eva.